right, you just listened to Fire on the Mountain by Asha, and it's instructive as to the next conversation that we are going to, or we are about to have. 9 minutes gone past the hour of 4. Yes, I'm still in the studio. I am Kaladako Rubatibo, and you're listening to Hard Facts here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. And yes, I want to give you some hard facts now. So I would encourage you to wear your seatbelt, because the facts are not really positive, I should say. But then again, we can learn from the negativity, and it's a lesson we need to learn as quick as possible, right? So, I mean, just listen. I'll get your thoughts in a jiffy. Remember, we are live on Facebook, on Nigeria Info PH, we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH, and we are live on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH, and you could start dropping your WhatsApp messages 0809 0306416. What am I talking about? Unemployment. Yes, that's what I want to talk about. Unemployment. And I'm talking about unemployment today because Nigeria ranks top in the world when it comes to unemployment, followed by South Africa here, and then Iran. So according to data released by the World of Statistics, Nigeria ranks number 1 when it comes to countries with the highest unemployment rates. Now, the statistics that the World of Statistics used to judge Nigeria as number 1 in terms of the ranking was the data reeled out by the Bureau of Statistics here in the country, right, the NBS. And in that statistics from 2020, by the way, unemployment was put at 33.3%. At the time, inflation was not what it was or what it is today. Inflation has gone up, gone down, gone up, gone up, gone up, gone down, gone up, gone up, and it is now at is it? I can't remember the exact figure now, but you know, it's where it is now. It's over 20. I can't remember. I need to check that fact. You know, but why am I drawing inflation into the conversation? I'm drawing inflation into the conversation because if at 2020 unemployment rate in the country was put by the NBS at 33.3%, then there is the possibility that just like inflation, because we keep hearing that the main reason for inflation to some extent is because of the poor local production process in the country. So it means that unemployment may have grown. Now, KPMG, another data company, has put it at 37.7%. That is the current unemployment rate, pending when the NBS will do another unemployment data. But I think it's somewhere around 43%. That's what I think. But I mean, I'm not a statistician, so my thought does not really hold water, right? But if Nigeria is ranking number 1 based on the 2020 data, I'm wondering what. Anyways, let's move on. South Africa is not far behind. Iran is somewhere within the region of 17+%. But the country that amazes me is the country with the lowest unemployment rate, and that's Qatar. And so I look at Qatar, and in my head I'm saying, okay, they've got natural resources like we've got, like we do. So what's the difference? What is the difference? And then I began thinking, what is it in Nigeria? A couple of people are waiting for the government to provide jobs, and that's why you see the kind of job racketeering that happens in the country. We talked about some during the big story segment. The FCC, talk about the Ignatius Ojo University issue as well. Job racketeering. Remember during Goodluck's time when what is it, immigration now? Remember? Job racketeering. So a lot of people go to school, graduate, and wait for government to provide jobs, while others are business inclined, and they argue that the government should provide an enabling environment, a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. Which brings us to the ease of doing business data. Nigeria ranks 131 out of 190 countries as of last year. The data was released late last year, I think in the month of November, and Nigeria currently ranks 131, which means that there are other countries that will first receive recognition from investors before they think about Nigeria. But then Nigeria is home to over 39.6 million micro, small, medium enterprises. That comprises 96.7% of all businesses in Nigeria. Now, some of about 67% of these businesses are youth owned. In 2022, micro, small, medium enterprises contributed over 45% of the country's gross domestic product. With 96.9% of these businesses in micro cadre, they account for nearly 90% of the jobs made available nationwide. Now, the reason why we don't have more people under the unemployment statistics is because of the micro, small, medium enterprises, which, like the statistic says, comprises of 96.7% of businesses in the country. Now, it has contributed, and I should say it's maybe still contributing. Maybe the figure has gone up if the businesses have not collapsed. It has contributed 67%. Okay, no, sorry, 67% of the businesses are owned by the youths, but it has contributed 45%. I'm sorry about that. 45% to the country's gross domestic product. And so, if not for these one-man businesses, medium enterprises, a lot of people will still be unemployed. And so it brings me to the conundrum, that juncture where I'm confused, the crossroad, and I'm asking the question: do I blame the government? Do I blame the Nigerian populace? Do I blame who do I blame? Remember when we talked about foreign investments not too long ago, where we said zero investment came into River State and we focused on River State. In that report, foreign investment to the country Nigeria dropped drastically. So who do we blame for this? The government, the individuals who depend on government to provide everything for them. Remember, to a large extent, we run a socialism kind of governance system where we want to do social welfare all the time, and so a lot of the citizens depend on the government. And to come here and say Nigerians are not working hard will be me looking for trouble, right? Nigerians work really hard, but do we work really smart? That's another conversation for another day. But I'm going to open the phone lines now. I just want you to drop your thoughts on these this statistic and all the other conversations following the statistics. What do you make of it? We rank number one at 33.3% unemployment rate, which is old, because 2020 to 2023 my goodness, is so long a time when we talk economics and the statistics that follow, right? And given the possibility that due to the petrol subsidy issue, more people might lose their job. There's the possibility. I'm not forecasting, I'm not predicting that, but there's the possibility. And if that is possible, then that means the unemployment rate might go up, right? So I want to get your thoughts on this. And how do we tackle unemployment in Nigeria? Because when you look like countries like Qatar, UAE, I mean, these guys are defying the world economy. Yes, so the world economy is going through certain challenges, but these countries are defying these challenges, and they're doing what they can to make their people happy and their people feel and enjoy the dividends of democracy. So I'm going to open the phone lines now. Qatar has a 0.1% unemployment rate. I mean, it sounds too good to be true. And what? We've got oil like they do. We've got, I mean, I could go on and on. But I want to hear from you. Well, what do you think we can do as well, to fight this challenge of unemployment in the country? And remember, it's a valid conversation for we in River State, because, in that 2020 statistics, River State was top 3 unemployed state. I mean, top 3 ranking of, how did I put it? States with highest unemployment rate were ranked number 3. Yeah, that's how you put it. So I really would love to hear from you. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, second number. For WhatsApp, use the number 0809 0306416. What are your thoughts? Really, first of all, how are you reacting to the statistics I've just reeled out, that Nigeria is ranking number 1 when it comes to unemployment rate, and they're using the same statistics that put River State in top 3 states when it comes to unemployment rate in Nigeria as well. So I'm saying there's a possibility that unemployment has gone up, with KPMG saying it is now at 37.7%, which for me, I think it's likely to be more, and it means that it might be more in the state as well. The question then is, how are you reacting, and what do you think we can do to drop the figures, to challenge the unemployment rate? Because the more we've got unemployed people, there is the possibility that all the other challenges that we face will also become severe and intense. I'm talking about insecurity, for instance. I'm talking about the value of the naira, for instance, because we need and I'm wondering why we're not using our population like China is doing. I'm wondering why we're not using our population like India is doing. What are we not getting right? What are we not doing right? 0817-923 0002 and 0817-923 0003. I'm going to take this call. I've got a commercial break in about 3 minutes, so I'm going to do it quickly. All right, so I'm wondering what all right, so I've got Victor, and Victor is calling from Auda. All right, let's listen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Victor, I can hear you now. Let's talk, please.
Yeah, your topic is quite interesting.
All right.
What do you expect in a nation where there is gross insecurity, and besides the insecurity, a nation where people have natural resources and prefer the crude outside and refine it overseas and bring back as finished product in essence of petrol? If the refineries are fixed, I think that to a large extent, a lot of people will be employed gainfully, and then the government still needs to step up action on ensuring that there is security. So, and then give support to small and medium scale enterprises to thrive.
All right.
Because as it stands now, Nigeria is running on just the medium and small scale enterprises. Unfortunately, the government does not provide any support in terms of creating an enabling environment, like a provision of funds, easy access to funds from the banks for this small scale medium enterprise to thrive. The government will have failed in its responsibility to provide jobs or create opportunities for people to be employed. Are you with me?
I'm listening. You need to wrap up because we've got a commercial break, please.
Yes. So basically, I think that all we need to do, or the government needs to do, is to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, and also do their bit too to ensure that
all right, I've got to let you go now because we've got a commercial break.
We're delighted to inform the good people of River State that Jaiz Bank PLC, the premier non-interest bank in Nigeria, is operational here in the treasure base of the nation. Visit us today at number 186 Aba Road, opposite Waterline, Port Harcourt, to enjoy the beauty of non-interest banking. Jaiz Bank, for a better life.
Hey countryman, since I discovered Care Technologies, my suffer for printing don't end though, because Care Technologies, they deliver quality jobs with good price and on time. All their jobs na sharp, whether na billboard, digital banners, roll-up stand, vehicle branding, corporate gift items, gift boxes of different sizes and types, branded throw pillow, feather banner and flags, 3D t-shirts, magic mugs and regular mugs, even monogramming on t-shirt, caps, towels, plus plenty other things. Care Technologies, they print event programs, magazines, complimentary cards, special invitation
You're welcome back to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. We're looking at the conversation. Unemployment. Nigeria ranks number 1 in the world, according to data drawn by the World of Statistics. Nigeria is ranked number 1, and the interesting thing about this is that the data used is from 2020, and I'm arguing that there is the possibility that the unemployment rate might have grown. I mean, KPMG says it is 37.7%. I'm thinking it's more than that, but what do I know? 08179230002, 08179230003. Those are the numbers to ring the studio with. You can do WhatsApp messages. Use this number 0809-0306416, or better still, you can go on Facebook Live, Nigeria Info PH, on X, Nigeria Info PH, and on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. Good evening, my friend, Mr. Kalada. Please, which leadership in Nigeria do you think that has what it takes to create jobs? The likes of Buhari or his brother Tinubu. You cannot give what you don't have. My point is, Nigeria lacks creative leadership. It will even get worse. Odima. But Odima, while you're blaming the leadership for not being creative, the populace, are they creative enough? Are they working smart? Are they looking at, taking opportunities even in our society, the way it is, the current economic situation? But this one says, good afternoon, Kalada. My name is Samuel from Lagos. It is very saddening that we have gotten to this stage. The medium and small scale businesses are not even doing well because the government has not done their part by providing electricity, good road security. Let's not even talk about loans. The country has a long way to go. May God help us in this country. All right, I've got Laziga from Gokana. Laziga, welcome on the show.
Yes, hello, Canada.
I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah.
I'm Leziga from Gokana. Yes, the topic, the conversation this evening is very exciting.
How is that? How is unemployment exciting?
Because, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's far touching because it's annoying. It's very annoying.
Okay.
And Nigeria is having that data. Why Qatar is the best is that the leaders of Qatar are foolish. Nigerians are wise. That is just the cause of the whole thing. That is why they didn't look inward to think of ways and means of generating employment for our teeming youth. Because they are wise.
All right. They're wise, he said. Thank you very much. I've got to go to Clinton. Clinton, welcome. What's on your mind?
Hello, finally.
Waiting cast.
Number 1 in the world.
Waiting cast, Clinton.
Unemployment. I think this is all the federal government, that is all levels share, both local government, federal government. They have to create an environment for business to start, because the government is the highest employer of labor, if you check. And our over dependency on the government have made unemployment increase. So I think what the government needs to do is to create an environment where small and medium scale businesses can strive. Give us good roads, give us electricity. If there's electricity, businesses can survive, people can fend for themselves. I think they have to do a lot. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Clinton. I've got Sam from Port Harcourt. Sam, greetings, welcome. What's on your mind?
Good evening.
Yes, Sam, you're not audible enough. Please, can you speak into the mouthpiece?
Yes. I think your topic is a very interesting topic. And for me, what's the really issue for the rate of high unemployment in Nigeria? I think corruption is the number 1 reason for that.
All right.
Yes. Because sometimes government makes good policies. They end up politicizing the policies. So how do they expect to develop the country and create employment when they are politicizing every development that is supposed to be helpful to Nigerians? Like, for example, the 1,000 jobs for each local government in Nigeria that was handled by the previous Minister for Labor and Employment for Peace, Mr. Festus Keyamo. We saw how it all ended. It was all the political shenanigans and charades that actually took place. So, such things is not level development and employment.
Sam, I would have to let you go. I guess you're on transit and the wind is not letting you speak audibly, so I've got to let you go. I'm sorry. Peter from Port Harcourt. Welcome, Peter. What's on your mind?
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, welcome. Greetings to you.
Yeah, about 4.6%, which is very poor. The annual growth of Nigeria is about 1.9%. Look at the Human Development Index in Nigeria is about 0.5% out of 8. So you look at the inflation rate. The government itself is playing no role about it.
But what about the people? I mean, we're quick to blame the government. I'm asking you and I, have we done what we need to do?
If you check very well the color, that you know that Nigerians are so enthusiastic to work.
Yeah, true.
View, but the opportunities are not there. There's no opportunities for Nigerians. Color, in every state, in every minute, about 6 people go into poverty line. If you check that index properly.
Okay.
So the government is playing no role. Even the small and medium enterprises, how are they striving? Are there amenities? It's so appalling.
Okay.
It's appalling.
All right.
Nigeria is, and this index has been there since 2020, and the government is so reluctant about it. There's no policy, there's no drive. It's quite unfortunate.
All right. Thank you very much, Peter. And Peter has, brought to mind the state governments and the role that they are supposed to play. I mean, imagine if the state governments were doing their beads. All right. What do I know? I've got Zion from GRA. Zion, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
I think the level at which Nigerians depend on the government to give them jobs is a problem. And it's so annoying that even graduates are accusing the government not to give them jobs. It's annoying. You read Fine Act. Tell me, where will the government employ you to? You read economics. Tell me, how should the government employ you? We just keep accusing the government, and when time for election, when we collect 3,000 from lazy people, vote them into office, these men borrow this money from banks and other financial institutions, at the end they walk away with their money. You remain with your 3,000 you collected from their hands. So why are you calling on the government to employ you for what? See, let me be honest to you. The enabling environment to do business is here. But the people are not creative enough. The people, a lot of them are just so lazy waiting for the government to give them free money. You read economics. Why should the government employ you? You read. There are professions you read.
But why?
The government should employ you. We know that.
Zion. Let's look at the conducive environment you mentioned. Electricity is a major role, or
Don't you have generator?
Is that not expensive now? Is that not expensive now?
Can't you get solar system?
Is that not expensive?
As long as there is up to 10 persons in where you are standing, it's a place to do business. But the problem is you are not creative to market or to sell the kind of business you need to do there. You blame the government. You read law, the government should give you a job. You read pharmaceutical, government should give you a job. Everything you need biochem, government should give you a job. Why are we like this in this part of the creative enough? Why can't you be dynamic enough? And these are graduates, no school leavers, graduates. That the essence of it to graduate from school is for you to be a path founder, for you to be dynamic in your approach, for you to be competent to think for yourself. That is why you went to university. My goodness me, we should leave this government alone and we the people to go check ourselves. A lot of us are gallivanting in Port Harcourt doing nothing. Can't they go to their village and start farming cassava? Since you know the job you're expecting is not yet come, can you go to farm cassava? Can you go to the river?
But how do you make profits from cassava farming, given once again that you would need electricity for processing your cassava, you would need transportation
for processing?
I mean, modern way of processing for larger consumption.
Modern way. We are waiting for modern way. China never got a modern way before they become where they were today.
Okay.
Our fathers were farming without electricity. Look at how they train some of us to school. Our mothers were dynamic in their approach. We are just so lazy. We should
Zion, I've got to let you go now.
Out of the box.
All right, Zion, thank you very much. I've got to let you go now. I've got Chinedu from Port Harcourt. Chinedu, greetings to you. Welcome. What's on your mind?
Yeah, good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, Chinedu, do you agree with Zion, or what's on your mind? Let's hear you.
The last speaker was just so simplistic, and even the way he talks is just an affront on the sensibilities of the rest of, other.
Okay, fine. Let's not. He's entitled to his opinion. I shouldn't even ask you that, but let's go ahead.
No, it's not about it's a conversation,
Yeah.
Anybody is free to also put his thoughts on whatever I leave behind.
Okay, all right.
When we talk about enabling environment, it means so much. Think about it. There was this construction activities that were going on sometime, under the last administration. And anybody could see that some of those so-called flyovers, which turned out to be just, overhead bridges, were not fully well thought out. And so suddenly, in a business area of, having so many people and their businesses going on, without any plan, without any prior arrangement, the whole place is grounded to a halt. Filling stations are sealed up, business premises are sealed up. What are we doing? We are doing a construction of head bridge. So what is the enabling environment that anybody is talking about? Those were people's businesses that were being, killed. Look at what happened when during the COVID era, that the Rumokoro people were shut down. So many markets were shut down. So many places were built, and up to this moment, under lock and key. People's investment tied down. People being frustrated. Look at when it was the other time for these dispatch riders. A lot of young people, borrowed money, put it into that business, and it was tied down for no good reason. And people sit down in some cozy place and they're talking about other people as being lazy. Do you know how many businesses that have been run out of town, killed because of flip-flop government policies? Governments that don't know next to nothing about investment and creating even that enabling environment. Take away ITR and revenue coming from oil. There is nothing that the state is contributing in terms of GDP to the rest of the country. And one of them will talk about, how we are faring, at the global level, at the national level. What are the subnationals contributing? You talk about enabling environment. Go to the southeast and see businesses that every Monday, every day that those guys say that nobody should come out is being killed. And these are people that have invested the last of their blood. And somebody sits down somewhere.
All right, thank you very much, Chinedu. I've got other callers now. I've got to go to Judah, who's calling from Port Harcourt. Judah, after you, I've got to go to Ife Dibasa quickly, please. Judah, what is on your mind?
Okay, good day, I just want to say something. I understand Mr. Zion's point. I understand his passion for creativity. All right, so I'm a youth. I farm. All right, I have a poultry farm, for instance. You see, there's so much ingenuity that can go, especially to say your engineers, you start to run do something. Yes, I agree. Yes, that's the part of it.
But that environment has to be created. Because it's not difficult when you don't have the environment created. To do business in Port Harcourt, for instance, you are paying business registration permits, you are paying settlement rate, you are paying some other area cost fee, you are paying this and that. To run your generator, to do one thing or the other. And the way you say it, see, we don't live in that old school house anymore. If you're going to make good value, good money, I even have to ask the so-called agriculture that you don't need anything. You have to do it at a larger scale. I'm telling you this, it's a commodity market. So you are not just doing it at only one plot of land. If you really want to get something out of it, you have to do it in a land. If you try and get plots of land, there's the government amassed a place and said, oh, this is an agricultural zone. Come in. Whatever you want to do on the land is yours. Just pay maybe 10,000 naira per year. The government has not done anything. So you are looking for your friends that have land. Say, hey, please buy me land. Let me use it from you. 100,000, 200,000. Someone that doesn't have anything coming out from school, what do you expect this guy to do? How do you expect this guy to even start? So the question, come and see the requirement to take a loan from Bank of Industry. Talking of an entrepreneur that is just 31, 32 years. So how do you expect this guy to take a bank loan? Look at the requirements everywhere. The loan sharks are turning to 5% per month. How can you meet up?
All right.
So when you even have the money to say, okay, I want to go to boutique, I want to go to food, you need to buy this thing. You need to rent a shop. Go and look at the cost of renting a shop. Go and look at the cost of getting a job. I'm into poultry business. I have a person this thing. I know how much it costs to put up solar, to put up the generator, to put up my generator is not using gas, to put up a lot of things. It's not easy. The government has to make an environment. It's not difficult when it's not there.
All right. Thank you, Judah. I mean, thank you very much for letting us know, that perspective. But I've got to go to Ifediban now, who's been waiting for about 5 minutes now. Thank you.
Canada, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Ifediban. Sorry for the long wait. Welcome.
Man, waiting time is much more higher than talking time these days.
No, sorry about that.
Yes, it's fine. But it's fine. It's all for development.
All right, let's listen to you then.
Let me disagree humbly with my good friend Zion. In Nigeria has the most hard-working set of youth
I mentioned
across
that.
the world.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Go and check those countries that are functioning. What do these youths need to function on their own? Canada, I don't know if you know about a study by Harvard University in Alabama International Market, which turned out to be that the apprenticeship scheme in Igbo land has produced more millionaires than all universities in Africa put together. That is not government. That does not concern government in any way. So what do they need? What do they need to function independent of government? There is no road. If you go to the village and produce cassava, Canada, won't you bring it to the urban area? Where is the road?
You will.
But have you traveled from Aba to Port Harcourt?
Yeah, I did. That's one of the reasons I'm sick.
Ordinarily from Eleme Junction to Onne, have you been able to do that?
Yes, I have.
Do you know that some of these youths have gathered money from anywhere and went to China to buy one container, only for that container to sell on the road, and everything went like that? What else do you want the youth to do? What of the security aspect? You can go into farming tomorrow. Your crops will be eaten up by cows. My friend had his hands burnt, lost over $250,000. Canada, check it. When he invested in poultry farm. Do you know why? There are so many indices that government should encourage. The populace, the government and the people are not separated. They should be one and the same. As far as we are talking about the same country. People think that the people in government are so separated and so disconnected from the masses. That is why we are talking like this. People are striving to survive. There is no assistance from government. There is no security. There is no good road. There is no anything. Is it health? That your child will be sick and go to a hospital and get a health care? Is it school? What? People are trying our best. My friend should reconsider.
All right. Thank you very much, Ifediba. Thank you very much. We've got Darlington from Igrutali. Darlington, welcome. Quickly, please.
All right. Thank you, Canada. You see, a man from the city of Benin traveled. He was into passive politics. So his own politics was in the passive dimension. So it's not the active one. And he went to the UK. And when he touched down the UK, after a period of 1 week, true life story, he found out that the government of the some persons, government officials, they brought whether is it a payload or something, they were destroying a section of the road. And he was curious. And he had to meet with the officials, true life story, and asked, why are you destroying this section of the road? And you know what they told him? The answer they gave him. They said they want to put money in the pockets of some of the citizens that do not have at the point, but they have to create a means for them to work instead of putting free money into their hands. That is the UK. With a good GDP, at least the economy is stable to an extent. What does that tell you? It don't tell us that we don't hold the government accountable for creating jobs. It is their duty. That does not mean that they can't be entrepreneurs. That does not mean that they can't be businessmen here and there and all that stuff. But to say that the government should not be held accountable is a wrong dimension. And that is why the government of the day, any government that comes into power, will add that mentality that what they don't hold Nigerian citizens anything. It is a wrong one. I must confess. So what are we saying here? We have to have an understanding. There's a place of entrepreneurship. There's a place of trying to generate. Is everybody that is born to be an entrepreneur? The answer is no. There are some that are made to work for others so that the economy can continue. It's as simple as that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. McDonough from Okpoko, welcome.
Thank you, Kalada.
All right, welcome. Sorry for keeping you that long. I mean, there is a surge in the callers for today.
Thank you. We have to talk for development.
All right, then. All right. Good to have you.
Yes, Mr. Kalada. I will blame the government.
Okay.
For the unemployment in Nigeria. Because they have failed to provide an enabling environment. Growing up in the 80s, in Port Harcourt, the Borokiri axis, there was tolling companies. The Transamadi was behalf of activities. Machining was here. Is it the people? Is it we the people, you and me, that make those companies not to be in Nigeria anymore? The answer is no. So when the government failed to put in the enabling environment, the unemployment will continue to soar.
All right.
So we cannot blame the people when the people are even the victims, because the political class now enjoy this way the economy we are running. They don't want to think out of the box.
All right.
Take for instance the petroleum sector. The value added to crude, where we have comparative advantage over. Why can't the government invest in it? So I think when people try to blame the people that we are lazy, I think
it annoys you. All right. Thank you very much, McDonough. Thank you very much. I've got to let you go at this point. And my attention has just been drawn to a newspaper publication from the month of April, where the KPMG predicted and forecasted that our unemployment rate will actually get to 40 something percent this year, before the end of this year. So that's the problem. Let's read some messages. I've got a couple. I've got a ton of messages. All right. Let's read some more messages. This one says, good evening, Mr. Kalada. It's amazing causing the electricity outage. Are we the ones giving ourselves multiple taxes? Are we the ones allowing talks to extract money from us in the name of taxes and levies? Are we the ones not securing our environment? Those countries with a high employment rate and thriving SMEs first have interest rates 9.99% maximum. They have stable and guaranteed commercial electricity, that is electricity in working hours. Then they have friendly tax regimes. This is where Nigeria fails. Text from Oyibo. I read some more messages when I do come back from the break. There's a commercial break. I promised this time. I know I said it the last time, but I'll read some messages when I come back.